Hello folks, I'm OdinSpack 33. Welcome back to Let's Play the Messenger Picnic Panic, which is part 2 of that and part 24 of the actual Let's Play. Last time we entered the alternate dimension of Voodkin Island. We did some surfing, we got some feathers, we fought an octopus, and we're on a journey to save the Voodkins from Barmathazel, who is hiding in that bush there. We have a brand new map and we have new collectibles. We got these feathers last time. Very colorful. They look like they would all fit very well together. So before I go anywhere, we got some swimming to do because, you know, hashtag go left. You gotta go left right off the get-go. We're very incentivized right now to find as many time shards as possible because we also unclogged that money sink last time, and we lost all of our time shards paying for the money wrench, which in itself was one more money sink. But now we can use these time shards to unlock some figurines, and I'm trying my best to you know, explore this map because of course I am. Do you think this was going to start off with swimming? Well, it is. I don't really have much more to say on that. But yeah, we still have all of our messenger, you know, moves. Everything is the same here still. I don't need to, you know, get any more upgrades. Or maybe there will be some. Who knows? Maybe. Alright, there's our first whatever it is. What is this? We don't even know. Oh, and there's the shopkeeper in their new outfit. Hey, look at you. You found an optional item. What is it? A mask piece. I think it goes along with the voodoo feathers you can find in the open sea surfing area. Will something cool happen if I collect all the feathers and mask pieces? Well, it'll certainly yield more than asking rhetorical questions. Good luck out there. So yeah, we are looking for mask pieces, so presumably we're putting together some sort of mask. The mask. That and, you know, with the voodoo feathers. Man, I got really hurt under there, didn't I? Alright, that's it. That's the intro there. So, there's a little, you know, a little loop we did there. Just had to check that out so we can get that first map piece. All the enemies are the same, and they're also different. You'll notice. Actually, I think these are brand new, these Voodkins here. I think they're similar to the Phobikins. They just have masks on. I mean, I know they're not enemies. The Phobikins aren't enemies, but... Alright, and here's the, the shopkeeper's hut. The new hut. Looks pretty cool. Ah, the messenger. I was expecting you a bit sooner. Hey, I like what you've done with the place. Excuse me? Well, it's like the Tiki shop or whatever. Oh, you're one of those. One of who? The people who always assume everything should be defined from their perspective. No, I just like the Tiki shop. Sure, let's disregard that maybe it's just the shop to me, and that I would probably perceive the one from your world as the arcane shop or whatever. After all, I'm the one visiting here, right? Bet you reply with the name of your town when people take turns saying which country they come from. Anyway, welcome to the shop. I'm glad it pleases your egocentric eye. Oh, I also just attuned your scroll to the tropics. You should be able to see the time rifts now. Need anything? Well, like I said, we won't have to upgrade. But, you know, we got some chatting to do. It's a new area. So Voodkin Island? Oh yeah. Enjoy the tropics and try not to harm the little Voodkin too much. They're not evil. I'm liking the place so far. The weather is really something unique. What's wrong? Look, I accepted long ago that our conversations would be the most engaging. But talking about the weather is where I draw the line. Oh, we got new stories. Do you have any stories to share? Of course I do. Does this area look like it's part of a tacked-on wannabe Metroidvania to you? Which story will it be? Maybe I could tell you about the evil genie who would always corrupt the owner's wishes so that the one asking to fly could never land, and the one asking to know everything could never talk or write. Sure, that sounds interesting. Maybe I could tell you about the little boy who always wanted to be a warrior and became a sword swallower after hearing that we are what we eat. What? Oh, I know. Here's one for you. There once was a family of innkeepers operating their business in a world devoid of physical boundaries. Indeed, the establishment had an endless amount of rooms to rent, and the business was so good, each and every one of them was occupied. Still, new customers would keep coming in and be given a room right away. Wait, how can someone rent a room if there's no vacancy? Unprecedented, right? You see, living in a boundless world comes with a few perks. Thus, even though all the rooms were occupied, the possibilities with them were as endless as the corridor they belonged to. So the new customer would always get room number 1, then have to ask the customer that was already there to move to room number 2, who would then ask that customer to do the same for room number 3, and so on, forever. It might take a few moments to wrap your head around this, but given the endless amount of rooms, there would always be a next room to go to, and ask the customer there to move over to the next one. While that was certainly bound to cause discomfort to an unfathomable amount of people, the fact still remained that every new customer would get a room, even though there was no vacancy. That's sort of neat. Sort of, yes. And speaking of neat, one can seldom imagine the housekeeping costs, so the innkeeper family eventually determined there needed to be some sort of boundaries. For the inn to be manageable, the number of rooms had to be finite. They call this concept infinity. Eventually, the passage of time blurred the story as it does all things, changing the words, spelling to infinity, and inverting its meaning. The end. Really? Really what? I can't believe this. You dragged me through all of that just for a stupid pun at the end? You know what? I can't believe that after all of these stories, you still won't think past the surface. You simply not care that I just managed to teach you how it's actually possible to do infinity plus 1 by conceptualizing it ensembles. With properties capable of perpetual movement in a way a 5-year-old would understand. Thought so. Man, back in school, you know, we'd be like, yeah, this times infinity. Yeah, this times infinity plus 1. That's totally where that where that comes from. That's pretty funny. Whatever. You know, if you don't like the writing of this game, whatever. That honestly pretty funny. So yeah, there's a time mechanic here. We got new Hammer Bros. They now like spit out seeds when their attacks land, so they kind of have like a little bit of a spread shot. This song is really cool. I dig it a lot. It's pretty nice. There was a little area down there, which might just be the way to go, honestly. I think it is. As I messed that up, man, I'm just running everything. I'm really rusty. Here's the thing. So I hadn't played The Messenger in a little bit, or I hadn't played Picnic Panic, so not long after I finished the game, I actually played through this DLC entirely, because it had been a while. But naturally, it's been a while since that practice. So, you know, that's how that goes. My bad. I probably should have, you know, started recording this a little sooner. But I didn't, so my mistake, alright? So I'm not going to remember where I'm going entirely. I'm going to have a little more familiarity than I would have otherwise. But yeah, so these guys are like those turtle guys now, but yeah, now when you attack them, they have like a little bonus trait to them, so where they're still alive, so they're a little stronger. Alright, so yeah, like these Voodkins, they kind of mind their own business. We can kind of leave them alone. They're not really harming us. So these guys are like the fireball spitting enemies, but they shoot little like round, like circular motion shots now, which are pretty neat. But we can still cloud step off everything. We can still get crushed by the ceiling, you know, like usual. Sorry about the pain, but I can't pay myself if death isn't confirmed. Alright, well, I don't think Quarble says anything new here. But, you know, wouldn't do the messenger without having a little Quarble death right at the beginning here. That was very dumb. I don't really know why I did that. Should probably take this enemy out first before continuing this path, because I don't want that to happen again. I think I could have just ducked and I would have been completely safe up there too, so that was just really silly of me. Oh well. Yeah, you know, honestly, they didn't necessarily need to do the whole time mechanic in the DLC. I think it would have been fine without it. They could have just had it be entirely in the 16-bit. That would have made more sense to me if it was entirely in the 16-bit as opposed to the 8-bit. And you know, I really do love the 8-bit music, don't get me wrong, but I think the look of the 16-bit, especially for the DLC, it just stands out so much more. I think I like it a lot more. music-wise, you know, like I said, like whatever, you know, it's Sega Genesis style, you know, not a huge fan of it, but do we get this guy with the windmill? Yeah, we kind of need to because these guys kind of suck. And you know, we didn't really get to use the windmill shuriken a whole lot because we kind of got at the end of the game. So we're gonna get to use it a whole bunch here. Because, you know, honestly, I'd hardly use the regular shuriken, you know, because there's not a whole lot of reason, you know, to even bother using the regular shuriken. But the windmill is just, it's so good. So, all right, looks like we need to bounce off these guys now. Or we can just do that, I suppose. That's one way to do it. That's probably, you know, what they actually want me to do. Okay, so I'm pretty sure when I attempted to do this on my practice, that took way longer. I was like, why am I invisible? I was in damage frames there, iframes. All right, and we don't have to really pay the shop a visit really too much. Oh, I was supposed to hit that switch up there. Oh, I think we need to actually go and, like, hit it. Oh, it's not a switch. It's a little elevator. Yeah, we'll see a couple of these throughout the Voodkin Island here. Yeah, it definitely has its own identity, I would say. It's very different than the regular messenger. It stands alone. Alright, we can change time here. We probably want to do this, yeah. Doesn't look like there was anywhere else to go. Yeah, there's a switch here. Oh, yeah, this lowered itself at the last time. No, the thing is, though, because we have the windmill shuriken, we probably can just use that to kind of do most of this. We can kind of cheat. And hey, we can use the Lightfoot Tabby. I mean, I guess you have to kind of have that to be here, right? Actually, I should say that I'm pretty sure you don't actually need to come to the DLC on a completed save if you're playing on New Game Plus. I want to say you can come here right away if you're playing New Game Plus, which I haven't really explored. I don't think I will because there's not really much reason to. Oh yeah, we're 100% supposed to go through here like this. Look how sick this is, man. I love the rope dart. I love these sections where you just go super fast with it. We saw a few of them in the music box. I want to say there's way more of them in the DLC. It's such a cool mechanic. You know, it's way cooler than rope darting off the lanterns. When you right off those hooks, oh man, it's magical. All right, these guys aren't actually enemies. These are platforms, and if we attack them, they'll shrink, and we'll be using that to be, you know, getting our way through here. I would say, like, even though, like, I don't think this DLC is very long, the areas themselves aren't, like, the shortest. Like, I wouldn't say this is, like, really a short area. There's not a whole lot to it, but, like I said, it's fun. You know what's not fun? Run into spikes. Oh my goodness. I probably could have just made this jump, honestly. This rope dart, just take the damage and the spikes. Alright, we can use the rope dart invincibility just to get through there. You know, I have a hunch you probably can get up here, like, from down here, probably using some cloud step technique. Look at Barmouth Azelle just hiding on us. Who's he trying to kid? Who's he trying to fool? Come on, we know you're there. But yeah, lots of puzzles are definitely made kind of moot with the windmill shuriken, because now that we can use it, you know, it goes through walls, so that's, you know, it's pretty handy. We could just kind of use that for some of the sections without needing to even, like, go through some of it. We can just kind of just throw it through the wall. It's really good. Like I said, I think it's really good because it doesn't have charges. I don't know why they could have just kept the charge system in this. I guess they just really wanted you to have, like, just a really powerful weapon to use. There we go. Oh, I almost did that perfectly. I forgot to glide. There you go. There's a nice little fun section. Wasn't that pretty cool? That was pretty neat. Alright, now we got some Yoshi's Island with switching these tracks around so we can properly go through this. I'm reminded of the little trains on the train transformation from Yoshi's Island. What am I doing? That was really bad. Yeah, that was painful to watch. You know what? I don't blame you for that. You know, the worst part about that is, like, there wasn't a save point for a little bit, so that's really, really bad. That's my bad. I'm really sorry about that, guys. We'll hey, at least we can do this again, right? And maybe I'll, get everything properly this time. I glided too far. Whatever, wingsuit blows. You know me. I'm not a huge fan of it. It looks like Quarble went away, like, right where I died anyway, so I'm not actually gonna miss any time shards here. We most definitely will not get enough to get all of the figurines. So I probably could have went. That was kind of an awkward section, honestly. Yeah, we probably won't get enough time shards to get all of the figurines. Of course, this game has a figurine collection, right? What game doesn't, you know? I feel like every game's got a figurine collection these days. I'm reminded of Minish Cap. I don't know why. That one, I think, just stands out to me a lot because, well, it's kind of a rough one. All right, so you'll notice there's a doorway down, a screen down. I had to look this one up because I just could not figure this out at all. It's definitely pretty obscure. It's probably gonna take us to the end of the video, honestly, as well, because it's a pretty long section. But yeah, we need to actually turn it to 8-bit here. We don't need to get hit by the enemy. That was just me being bad at the game. But what you need to do here in the 8-bit area is you just need to stand here, and it's like for like a minute. I don't know why. Like, there's nothing else like this in the game. Maybe it's a homage to, I don't know, Simon's Quest maybe, but even that I'm pretty sure you don't have to wait very long. Maybe it's a homage to Earthbound. Okay, maybe it's not a minute. Well, it's shaking now. Something's happening. You know, Earthbound, there's that section where you have to wait like 3 minutes. But at least the game tells you. But anyway, yeah, there's a little section down here. Like I said, this is definitely going to be the end of the video. We're not finishing this level today. Not in this part. But look at that. It's that dang cabinet, that wardrobe. Oh, so that's where the cabinet went. Good to know. Now let's leave it alone. I mean it, leave it alone. No, we can't even interact with the shopkeeper. I'm all out of philosophical ramblings anyway. You want to wear the blue robe again, or what? I must admit, I never expected you to travel to the very timeline I randomly teleported the cabinet to when we changed over to the jukebox. Here we are, aren't we? What will it take for you to leave my cabinet alone? If I share my favorite poem with you, will you get bored? I must say, it's a pretty good one, though. Alright, here we go. He Who Wishes for the Cloths of Heaven by W.B. Yeats. Had I the heavens embroidered cloths, and wrought with golden and silver light, the blue and the dim and the dark cloths, of night and light and the half-light, I would spread the cloths under your feet. But I, being poor, have only my dreams. I have spread my dreams under your feet. Tread softly because you tread on my dreams. Not bad, huh? Do you reckon the last sentence was a threat to the consequences of messing with someone's dreams or a plea for the other to be kind with them? Anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is tread softly because you tread on my cabinet. Get over the cabinet thing already. You're so stubborn. Do that again, I'll use a special trick to make you quit. It's a real neat trick, I bought it online. One weird trick, messengers hate it, the ad went. Are you ready? Alright, let's see what you deal with a barrage of ellipses. Ellipsi? Ellipsises? Anyway, let's see how you deal with them. I bet you'll skip that one because you entered a state of flow while fencing off my ellipses. Oh, were you going too fast and skipped that previous sentence? It wasn't really important anyway. Do you want your philosophical rant then? You know the rules. Fine, let me share some thoughts I had after reading the works of Masters Weeks, Jung, and Miller. More precisely on the concept of emotional pain. And even more precisely on how we all seek to avoid it. While avoidance may seem like a desirable solution at first, taking a closer look reveals an important truth. That which you resist persists. In other words, you can only suffer from that which you don't embrace or accept. Anxiety can be the thought of as two dots in the mind, one for what is and the other for what one wishes was. Pain in this picture is as strong as the gap between those two dots is wide, so in order to feel better, that gap has to be closed, or at least reduced significantly. That's where I believe these annoying mindfulness meditation apologists may have a point. You have to learn to let go, they keep repeating. Easy to say, don't you think? Especially since we only seem to hear that advice from people who already feel inner peace. Being told it's supposed to be easy only makes a suffering soul feel even less adequate. I think it may speak to closing that anxiety gap between the two dots in a healthy way. If you think about it, most of the pain in this world is caused by people who can't deal with their inner anxiety, who then try to close their gap by attempting to transform what is into what they wish was. Or in other words, use control, imposing your will on others, the very definition of abuse. Now, control may sort of work as a short-term strategy to reduce the controlling person's anxiety, but all it really does is transpose it onto others. The challenging but ultimately liberating truth is there's another way to close the gap, and that is to instead transform what you want into what is. Or in other words, use acceptance. By embracing negative emotions, we can integrate and eventually accept them, both for what they have to teach and as proof that we are very much alive. This acceptance leads to an emotional grief of some sort, where we eventually become free of particular memories or states of mind, ultimately disarming their ability to overtake our mood. That sounds hard to believe. Consider this, it also works for positive emotions. Let's take nostalgia for example. The one song you kept listening to during that one special summer a few years ago takes you back, doesn't it? More to the point, what happens when it does? Surely you don't resist the warm and happy memories that wash over you. You take them all in, and you even try your best to feel them even more, to their full extent, conjuring images, almost even smells, if you could just concentrate enough. After a few moments, the warmth starts to wear off. Sort of like when you wake from a good dream, you fail to maintain your mental grasp on those feelings as they inevitably dissipate. And just like that, you went through the grieving process of a positive memory, because you embraced it instead of trying to resist it, and thus its grip on you has been weakened. What you will sadly find the next day is that while that old song will always come with a dash of emotion for you, it will never hit you as hard as the first time that you reopen that corner of your mind in full acceptance. That's certainly a sad reality when it comes to positive emotions, but on the bright side, it also applies to negative ones. If you are struck by sadness, experienced treason, or revisited by a sad memory, by using acceptance, fully embracing it, and letting it wash over you, can also weaken its ability to affect you. And eventually, in contrast with the twins of sadness, you feel the realization that a given happy memory cannot be visited with any effect anymore. You will feel that hit of joy when it becomes clear that a negative emotion has packed its bags for good. In this way, I believe it's fair to say that there's beauty in sadness. That was a lot to cover. I hope it all made sense. And please, don't forget that I am just a shopkeeper. If what I say doesn't resonate for you, you should disregard without any hesitation. I don't have any ramblings for you anymore, so I'll teleport Teleport the cabinet to outer space to make sure you never find it again. Soul. Oh my goodness. Whew. That was something, wasn't it? Were you expecting one of those? Well, I want to say that's the last one of those. I don't recall there being another one in this DLC. Yeah, we had another shopkeeper ramp. Maybe I should have prepared you in advance. I mean, honestly, if you're still watching this video after that and you didn't skip ahead, I mean, I'll have a timestamp where someone would be able to skip ahead, of course. You know, all the power to you. But that's it for me. I'm definitely done after that. Thank you so much for watching. I've been OdinSpack33. Next time, we will continue our journey through the Voodkin Shore. So until then, take care and goodbye.